What a view! A beautiful looking view with absolutely nothing wrong with it, except for one little thing. And no, I'm not talking about anything on this base in particular. I'm instead talking about the hideousness of the unfinished build surrounding it. DJ's base... Okay, it's hard to say it's hideous, because, like, even an unfinished thing is still pretty cool over there. But whatever that thing is surrounding this base, it needs at least some amount of completion. Whether it has minigames surrounding it or not, we need to get this thing done, because, honestly, it's bringing this entire base down just a little bit. Don't blame me, just picture this. You're on your way to see this absolutely glorious build you can see right over there. But on your way past it, you're seeing whatever that is. Whatever that unfinished landmass is. Okay, let's be honest. DJ's base, even though it's cool, it still needs finishing too. But that thing is up to him. This is up to me. And we need this thing to be finished. Which brings me back onto something I started working on like a month ago or something like that. Which is, of course, that dirt farm that I started mining out, but never finished because of, you probably know. But yeah, it's just a matter of building up that dirt farm we built in Cosmic Voided. It shouldn't be too hard. In fact, it was so not too hard that through the power of a jump cut, and now that dirt farm we needed is completely and totally built up and ready to work. Did a little bit of testing, and it does seem like it is working. The only thing we're gonna need in huge abundance of is that azalea sapling and a bunch of bone meal. No matter what I do, no matter what corner I turn to make this world a better place, wandering traders are still awful to their llamas. But yeah, I think what we should do first is get all the bone meal, which should be easy enough. Not fully easy, but easy enough, considering all these fish have a good chance of dropping bones. Like, that one just dropped 6. So, like, this shouldn't be too much of a struggle. And after shish kebabbing a bunch of fish for the past, like, 10 minutes or so, I think we have enough bones to at least get started. Now, all we gotta do is find a bunch of azalea trees, or azalea leaves, or azalea flowers. I know DJ has a huge ton of farms over here, so I'm hoping he just happens to have one that I just forgot about. Nope. Big ol' nope. I mean, I guess what I could do is maybe just temporarily place down a bunch of stone, and then moss it, and then get all that, but I'm gonna have to have a more sustainable way in doing it. I can't just do it that way the whole time. I don't even have any stone. Why did I use a fortune pick for all this? I got some, okay. Wait, actually, I'm just curious. Nope, doesn't work on it. Okay. I thought somehow you could, like, bone meal the prismarine and actually get a whole bunch of the moss leaves then. But alright, we should be good enough to at least give this a try. Probably not a long try, but hopefully long enough to at least get some amount of dirt so we can actually do more terraforming. Flick on, and now I just gotta place this here for a long time. Or until it turns itself into... Nope, not that one. Until it becomes one big piece of dirt. And then I just do that over and over and over and over again for a very, very long time. Alright, and after some of that later, we have an entire full stock of this farm. Bottleneck of the azaleas, though. That is the thing that's killing this and taking so long. Oh no, why did I do that? I got no idea what to do with this wood, because I have literally zero plans for any maybe hoppers or chests or something like that, maybe. I don't know, but what I do know is I gotta till this entire field of dirt to actually turn it into dirt, and then I can actually pick it up. This hoe used for ocean monument draining finally has another purpose now. And okay, I had a stack before I picked up all these other ones, but now we have a stack and 40 from... What was that? Again, an hour or two? Again, the azalea is what's really dragging this down, but I guess that's good. We got a bit more dirt we can use. I mean, I guess that is a positive in some way. But man, that barely did anything. Think the farm method would work if we had more azaleas. But to get more azaleas, I need to do something better than just having just a plot of azalea just sitting out here, or of moss sitting out here. So what we could do, let's go find a lush cave, and then get all the azaleas from there. And on top of that, any other dirt we could actually find inside those caves. Now, I know what most people are saying. Chris, why didn't you just go out to some just random place very far out and just dig all the dirt up from the surface? To which I would respond, that is an option But for some reason, I like making things difficult for myself. Oh, lush cave. Come out, wherever you are. I've been looking and I'm not really seeing, at least in this cave, so this one's probably a dud. But I know there's a lush cave around here somewhere. I just don't remember where. I mean, I had to have, getting all that moss. I must have at least once. There's a couple still in my own house. A little bit of dirt here and there. That also helped. But no sign of any azalea. Okay, there's one more place where it could be. Wait. Was that moss? That is moss. There we go. I found it. I finally found it. I told you I'm not insane. Okay, that's a bit of a lie. I knew I was only moderately insane. Okay, now we're talking. That's way better. That is way better. But I think before anything else, let's get these 4.5 stacks placed down. That still barely made a dent. At least for right now. Because after grinding out a bunch more dirt, which was actually way easier with all the azaleas and bone meals we just got. Okay, now we're talking. Now we are talking. With all this dirt now, we should be able to get this done in no time. Though, I'm very confused as to why the mycelium's not growing, but we'll figure that out later. And after making good use with all the dirt we just managed to get, we actually finished up the entire— What? We're still not done? Like, that was like a serious lengthened amount of dirt, but we have still barely scratched the surface about what we need to do. Plains biome is just out there sitting, begging for me to go to it, but no, I'm just gonna make this difficult for myself. Just head back down here and I guess get back to making a whole bunch more dirt, I guess. Now I'm out of bone meal. Okay, now that doesn't make things any easier. And like an hour got me and not even 3 stacks. I guess I could go back to killing fish. I mean, it only took 10 minutes, but this is just very random. Or wait, no. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that, because I remember something. Something I've not been to in what feels like forever. The old skeleton farm. The thing that I completely forgot about, which will get me plenty of bones to get another, about 3 stacks an hour, or something like that. And at that rate would get me probably enough dirt within a couple weeks, maybe, if I'm lucky. You know what? Fine. Are you happy now? Feels a little dirty doing that, even though it's like, I'm never gonna be back here ever again. Unless if rubber banding is gonna kill me first, what the— Oh, man. Let's just try starting off by gliding. There we go. Good. Keep to the ground, just in case the elytra stop working again. This is what I get for disrupting an entire mega taiga. Just a bunch of rubber banding now. Oh, no! Whew. Okay. We keep finding— Wait. That's another head from that wither fight all that time ago. How do we keep finding those things? That's crazy. Almost as crazy as whatever happened here. Like, what happened here? You can't decide on whether to be an iceberg biome or just the frozen plains, it seems. But alright, let's roll up our sleeves and actually get this blemish taken care of. And now that I do have all this dirt, it actually did make it very easy to get a whole bunch of this entire island built up. With the exception to some layers underneath the water, we've ended up with the island, which is pretty much completed. Pretty much because all this grass and all this mycelium still needs to finish growing. And I figured it'd be better to actually mix up some of the dirt and mycelium. And I think overall it will end up looking pretty good. But something else we need to do before anything else, obviously, is actually do a bunch of decorations on this thing. But something else we need to do is actually probably block off this very big opening to our minigame. Only I used oak. Then I would have had to use for all that oak I just got. But even with that poor choice of wood usage, we finished this up pretty much entirely. Pretty much fully, and pretty much— okay, now it's done. And now all I gotta do, figure out what to do with the rest of this island. Do I put landscapes on it, or— I might just put more minigames on it. I might just put a few other different minigames and then like a whole bunch of other different types of, I guess, landscapes and other things like that. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to think about something. But yeah, at the very least, this blemish on the surrounding land of my base is at least somewhat taken care of. I'd at least look at it now than what it was at the beginning of the video. At least that's something. But yeah, speaking of something, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.